most fun. Get in the car with family, see things together, stop whenever you like. Just watch those kilometres slowly tick away. You get closer and closer to your final destination. Kangaroo Island has so much to offer: snapper, whiting, Samson fish, tuna, king, squid, kangaroos. It just goes on and on. I wonder if she was doing that. Cuckoo! We know what you'd rather be doing. We know what you really got in mind. We know you'd rather be out fishing, and today's the day you're gonna wear the line.
Because
every day's a good day. Start wishing. Every day's a chance to drift away.
drift away.
Every day's a good day for fishing.
See you down the tackle world today.
Hey! Well, I'm on the bridge of the Sea Line 2000 with skipper Michael Harvey. Michael, how long have you been steering this great ship?
I've been with the company now going on 3.5 years, and over the past year or so been stepping into the master's position.
So obviously you've got 2 ferries working between the ports. How many trips do you do a day?
On average, we do 3 return crossings per vessel. In peak periods such as Easter and Christmas, when the demand's really high, we can do up to 6 return crossings per boat. So moving huge amount of numbers over that period.
So for people who want to take boats, caravans, cars, you accommodate all that on board?
Accommodate all of them on board. You see everything come on here, from the farming equipment required to service the island to all the freight and caravans, boats, all comes over.
So what sort of distance are we talking between the 2 ports?
So we're looking at 10 nautical miles heading across.
So 10 nautical miles, that is exactly 18.543 kilometres.
You're onto it, mate.
This naval stuff is so technical. That's why you're the master and I'm Mr. Fisherman. Kangaroo Island is actually quite large. In fact, it's over 4,400 square kilometres. When you first see it, you go, wow. The population, around 4,250 people and 299 metres above sea level. Fairly impressive. Well, I was told there was plenty of interesting flora and fauna on Kangaroo Island. We've had a bit of a road blockage. And our road blockage is a whole lot of sheep. Not something you see every day. This is so cool. I'm pretty sure the farmers are trying to put them into a new paddock, and I had to pull over to let them through. Unbelievable. Shane, my first question, could it be any colder?
Mate, according to your car's thermometer, it's 5 degrees and it feels like about 2 degrees to me. It's freezing.
But fog generally means?
Calm conditions, which is what we need for this area, I can tell you right here.
So heading to the Great Southern Ocean,
Yep.
will the fishing be great?
Well, the theory is that it will be great. It's an untouched coastline. You just can't, unless you've got a tractor, and there's no marina to launch here, so it doesn't get touched very much, I can tell you.
Today we're beach launching, we're about to unhook the Toyota, get the tractor on. This is going to be a lot of fun. Shane, the moment of truth.
We've come a long way, we waited a long time.
This is it.
I'm feeling good about this drop.
Huh?
I know I shouldn't say that, but I am.
Let's do it then.
Let's do it.
some weight.
Yeah, not sure what it is. It's probably a Nannygai.
I can see red.
Yep. Put their big bucket mouth open. It's pretty hard. They're pretty hard to pull up from that depth. But,
It is a nanny.
It's a good one too. It's
It is
a really nice nanny.
That's a big nanny. How's the size of that thing? That's a quality fish, mate.
2.5, 3 kilos. That's a lovely Nannygai. And you can see the size of the mouth. I open it up, pull that up against the water. They seem a lot heavier than they are. But I'm pretty happy with that. We're out here to catch bigger and better things, but I'm going to take some of these anytime, mate.
Good work, mate.
This feels like a half reasonable fish, mate. And by the way it's banging that rod tip round, there's a fair chance it's a snapper.
So you get red snapper down here?
Yeah, we get the red snapper, the Nannygai, and we also get the normal, what we call pink snapper. And you don't get huge ones down here in the deep water, but anything over about 3 kilos is a good one. I'd say this fish maybe a couple of kilos, but almost guaranteed it's a snapper.
So where does the big snapper go if they're not in the Gulf?
Well, yeah, $64,000 question, mate. If you knew that, you'd be a genius. You could probably sell the information. No, look, round KIs, particularly these deep water, they're all smaller fish. Doesn't mean they're not fun though.
Yep.
This guy's really pulling hard. I'm on 50-pound braid here, and he's not taking light off, but he's getting close.
I can see colour.
That's good. Is it the right colour? I'd say almost bet on the fact that it is.
You're good, Mensforth.
It is.
You are good.
I said about 2 kilos.
Snapper of a couple of kilos, and that's what you've got. Very dark fish too.
Ah, that's typical of this area. Come on, Sally. Yeah, they are. They're living on really heavy bottom, and there's not a lot of light, I guess. And
Yep.
that's just a traditional south coast of KI snapper. Don't get much bigger, don't get much smaller.
I'd call that a rugger.
A good rugger.
Well, good electronics will find you more fish. It's quite amazing. You can see all them fish packed in on the bottom here. There's also some mid-water. And over here I'm using my GPS. You see I'm just going up here, that's me, back to 23, which I marked earlier, and then we're drifting down this line, which will take us right back over this patch of fish every time. They're just coming up again now. Oh, that is a beautiful fish, mate.
That's a horse of a Nannygai, that one, eh?
That is a great fish, mate.
He's pushing towards 3 kilos, that one.
Well done, mate. Bit of weight here, Shane.
You have a swallowtail. That is as big as they get, and they're superb fish to eat. Better than a Nannygai to eat.
World record swallowtail. Love it.
Oh, another nice nanny. Give him heaps.
I'll set the hook, and here comes another nanny. Oh, all that, and he's just a pup. So that's the luck of the draw. That's a nice one you got there.
Yeah, good fish. Really nice one.
That's a solid fish.
Getting towards 3 kilos, that one.
Just a lift. And I got a fish. How easy is that? If you can do some jigging, get yourself one of these JDM Shimano Type J rods. They're amazing. This one's the PE5. Shimano Stella 14,000. Beautiful reel and 50 pound. Look at the size of that nanny. 50 pound multicoloured fins braids. You know how deep you're going? And that's a beautiful fish. Now, am I going to be able to lift him? I think I can lift him. I know I can, I know I can. And how's that for a beautiful hookup on the Koika jig? Straight through the lip there. Awesome fish. And I reckon that fought better than most of the fish I caught today. Well, this nanny did the right thing by me, so I'm going to do the right thing by him. I really love these fish. They're so super cool. There he goes. And now he's going to kick and swim down. So I'm almost at the bottom. Just come back a bit, Tom. Just using the Yamahas to pull me back over the line. You'll see that's slowly straightening up. I don't want to drift away from it. You've really got to stay vertical. And I think green, I hit the bottom before. So I should be close. There we go, I'm on the bottom. So just lift and flutter. And the idea behind the flutter jig is that it physically comes off the bottom and then just flutters back down like this, and the fish just can't help themselves.
I love the blackie.
On already?
Didn't last long. I've just sneaked a big squidgy, one of the old 9-inch shads, tied it onto my paternoster, dropped it to the bottom, didn't even get to wave the rod tip, and it's been snaffled by another Nannygai. There must be thousands of them down there. Competition between fish. Paul's on as well, so we got another double here.
I think there is thousands of them down there, Shane. So we've got them on bait, plastics and jigs. And isn't it fun mixing things up a bit, mate?
I love it.
Half the fun sometimes is just catching a fish on a new rod and reel, a new technique, maybe with a new friend or Shane, even a new location, isn't it?
Exactly right, mate. And just never know, using a variety of methods, what you're going to catch. Could find something different.
That's it, with jigs and plastics, you really can come across anything, can't you?
Exactly.
This is a great fishery, and I think the key to it is just because it's so untouched, Shane.
Exactly. It's just so isolated and pristine. You know, this area might see a dozen trailer boats in a year. That's all.
No way.
That's all.
How many days would you actually be able to get out here and fish if you tried to fish every day of the year?
During, out of the 365, you might do 30 or 40.
Wow, so we're pretty lucky today just to be out here.
Exactly right. It's April, it's autumn time, which is the best.
Yep.
But we're lucky, we've been blessed with the weather for sure.
Well, I can see your fish, I think. Yes, I can on the surface, and I can see my fish too. I've got double, and we've got double trouble. Come around here, mate. Oh, that's another cracking fish. I wonder if the bigger fish come in and hit the jigs and the plackies because they're a bit more aggressive.
I'm not sure, mate, but there was no tomorrow with that one. Just saw that, smashed it, the same with yours.
So jigs and soft plastics, the nannies are going off Kangaroo Island.
Are they ever?
On the corner of Murray and Osmond Streets in Kingscote is a very quaint little property. You can see it behind me. Now it's called the Dollhouse and it was originally occupied by a gentleman called Roy Carter. That was just after World War I, and at the time he was the local mailman. He delivered mail through these streets on horseback. Later he became the last printer of the Kangaroo Island Courier before it was bought by an Adelaide family. If you come to this part of the world, come and check it out. The other interesting point, it's made from timber, not limestone, which indicates that the person who built it was not from the upper class. Well, this afternoon, we're lucky enough to be staying at the beautiful Sea Dragon Lodge on Kangaroo Island. Myself, my boy Jet Reef, and Shane Mensforth. Now, Shane, where exactly, for people around the world, are we on Kangaroo Island?
Well, this place is Pink Bay, which is on the Dudley Peninsula, on the very eastern end of KI.
If I look across there, can I see mainland Australia?
Straight across Backstairs Passage, which is the corridor of water which separates KI from mainland Australia.
Now, land-based, what species would you expect us to catch here?
Well, mate, to be honest, I've never fished here before, but to me it looks like lucky dip situation as you'd find from a rock at a beach. Could be anything, but doesn't matter what it is. Land-based, it's going to be fun anyway.
That's it, when you catch a fish land-based, it's always special. Now, Jet, if you catch one thing today, what would you like it to be?
A great white shark.
Dream big. I always say dream big. Have you got a big hook for your great white, Jet?
Yeah!
We finally made it to our fishing destination, a short walk, and how picturesque is this? Even though this may look like the perfect father and son moment, there is one thing I've forgotten and I'm about to rectify it. Just doing a little bit of burling, I can see some nice mullet coming in here already. And you'll see this picture is a lot better now because Jet's wearing his PFD, his personal flotation device. If he happens to go in, he knows to pull the cord. In saying that, this is a backwater, there's no big swell, and it's a very safe situation because I wouldn't put him in one that wasn't. Here we go, Jetty. Oh, one fell off.
Well, I found a little live bait tank in the rocks.
Did you? So we can put him in there?
Yeah, for a big flooding.
Beautiful, that's a yellow eye mullet and there's a school of hundreds of them down there. These things are incredible eating, particularly out of this crystal clean salt water. I reckon he might go back to the lodge for a little bit of an entree.
Looks like Dad's seen some action on the mullet and I want to have a go. Got one.
Got him. Well, oh, I had him. Put it back down. Just drop it down there. You got him. You got him. Wind.
Oh, yes, I got him.
Good boy. Swing him over. Watch that second hook.
Got him.
Good work. Yellow-eye mullet, fantastic land-based species for kids because they tend to congregate near shores.
There he goes.
There he goes, near wharfs, near jetties, depending what state you come from, and particularly anywhere it's great access for these little tackers. Well done, mate. Put it back in and get some more.
Yeah.
Straight back. So what I'm doing here is just rotating with Jet. He's holding the big rod with a pilly on it, and I'll just put the bait on this fin to keep it nice and easy and nice and safe. We're using cockles on the rocks today. They've been marinated in a bit of oil, and I'm putting 2 cockles on each hook. And what I do is then drop the shell on the rocks, so that then gets washed in and becomes a burley to help with our fishing. Here you go, Jetty.
Thank you.
That's a good, oh, you got 2, mate. I think you got 2.
Yeah.
And look at the fish
Look at
following.
the fish follow.
Okay, wind in
Oh my
closer,
God.
wind closer, wind closer. And then lift now.
Live.
Yeah, baby, grab the line.
Oh, I got him.
That is just awesome. How good's that, mate? I'll hold him for you.
Thank you.
Now, they're starting to be serious yellow-eye mullet.
They're getting bigger.
They're getting bigger, so what we're doing is casting out. We're not letting the bait hit the bottom or the sinker. Very slow retrieve, and you're actually hooking them just by winding.
Yeah.
Good work, mate. Well, they're definitely looking better for dinner. This has turned into a hot little session. Well, the rig we're using for these mullets today is very, very simple. It's a paternoster, and that basically means you've got your main leader here, which is 20-pound fluorocarbon, and there's 2 droppers that hang off the side. Make sure you keep those droppers far enough apart that the hooks can't actually grab each other, because that'll cause a few tangles. The hook is a VMC long shank, perfect for whiting and mullet. It's red. We're using cockles for bait, and that little bead there just to help attract the fish. And on the bottom here, our sinker, it's on a loop-to-loop system, so we can change it easily. Very effective rig. It catches a heap of fish. Make sure you give it a go next time you're fishing land-based. Got him.
Oh, I had a fish on.
Bring him in.
Okay.
That's a nice mullet, mate. Oh, 2. You got 2. Keep winding. Keep winding.
One fell off.
Just, just keep winding. Keep winding. Keep winding. And lift. Yeah, baby.
Yeah, baby. And they're big ones.
They are big. This is quite amazing. Most fish school in similar size fish, but these fish are coming through small ones, big ones. They all seem to be mixing together. And Jet, they're both about 30 centimetres, which are excellent yellow-eye mullet. And I've got to tell you,
Oh, there goes one.
there goes one. These things, you know what they like to eat?
What?
Weed, and guess what else? Oh, release the
Poo.
second one. What?
Poo.
They actually like to eat fish poo. Everything has its place.
I'm on and I want a snag.
No way. You're on. You got him off. You got him off. Keep it up. Keep it up. Maybe a fish took you in there, mate.
Yeah.
Keep going. What do you got? Oh, it's a wrasse.
Oh, yeah.
Keep going.
Rassy.
Keep going. Keep winding. Here, swing it up to Dad.
There you go.
Ah. Anytime you fish around rocks and weeds, you're always going to get wrasse. They're not a fish that you really want to take home and eat, but they pull very hard. In this area, you get a blue throat wrasse, and the blue throat wrasse are actually related to the blue groper jet, and my sources tell me they taste fantastic. I don't know what this is, but it's big. I'd say by the way it's moving, it could be an Australian salmon. I just cast a bigger bait out in the middle of the sand. And this is the thing, when you've got activity and you've got mullet, it's all happening, quite often out the back you'll find bigger fish. I'd say I got a nice salmon here, Jet. Jet's slowly making his way, my producer's helping him.
I'm here.
I think it's a nice salmon, Jetty.
Whoa.
Like that one you had on earlier, mate.
Yeah.
Now what's the go? As soon as we come round to this rock, they want to swim to that rock.
Yeah, and we'll go there. They want us from here.
It's crazy, isn't it? Now what I'm doing, Jet, you'll notice, see how this rod's really long?
Yeah?
I'm actually keeping my rod tip nice and high. Do you know why?
No.
I'm keeping it nice and high, so if there's weeds and rock out there, it actually keeps my line above the weed and rocks.
That's good.
And it gives me a better chance of landing this fish. Now, I don't know what it is, I haven't seen it yet, but it's been a pretty hot session so far, hasn't it, buddy? You coming to me, are you?
I'm just going to come across here.
Do you want to hold my hand? Here, grab Dad's hand.
Thank you.
Now, we're fishing in a bay today, so we don't have any swell. It's an offshore breeze and it's extremely safe. And I'd never bring my boy down the rocks if it wasn't, would I, buddy?
No. I want it to be a flathead. I have to say,
What?
I want it to be.
I want it to be too. The way it's fighting, I'd almost guarantee salmon. I just got a bit of a look at it there. We might have to move around that rock again.
Oh, I see the colour. I think it is a salmon.
Now, see how my rod tip's pointing out to the right yet? See my rod?
Yeah?
I'm trying to pull him round. I'm going to go for a run, mate. Stay there. Stay there.
I'll stay here.
Stay there. Oh! That hurts. That was a big fish. You know what? We'll get the bait out again. That's fishing. We're getting so much closer as every minute passes. Sorry, Jetty.
It's okay, Dad.
I've got a double header. I've got a mullet on the top hook and a 1.5 kilo salmon on the bottom hook. Got 4 pound braid and 6 pound trace. Good luck.
Do you want a hand, mate?
The mullet's gone, so yeah, a hand would be good.
It's amazing, Shane, how quick you can move over rocks when someone's got a fish on, isn't it?
Careful, careful, careful.
Now,
He's not a monster salmon. He's
Oh,
quite
he's
a
a nice salmon.
nice fish on this tackle. Nice fish on this tackle.
try and slide in this way. What's your leader?
6 pound. Should be pretty careful here.
Yep. He could flick off there, but I can't do much else. Mr. Mansforth.
That's a lovely little fish off the rocks, eh?
Mate, that is a great fish. Now, that happened just after I lost a big fish on that line. I reckon big salmon.
Possibly twice the size of that one.
And obviously salmon are school fish. Should make sense. He's come through.
Yeah. I reckon just out there, all the burley that's gone in, straight.
Bring them in.
Yep.
Now, Jet's been burling for the last 10 minutes. I reckon we're getting back on the job, eh?
Good idea.
Arapus Trata, not renowned as the best eating fish, incredible sports fish. They've got a lot of fast twitch fibres right down the lateral line there. When you cut them and fillet, you'll see they're really dark in colour. If you bleed them straight away, cut the fast twitch fibres out, eat them tonight, Shane, not tomorrow night.
You can eat it tonight.
I actually rate them, and you know what? The difference between a good quality fish and one that isn't so good on the table is the way you cook it.
And the way you look after it straight from the water.
Absolutely. Well done, mate.
Thank you. Well, despite the fact that Paul likes these things, I'm not a real fan, so best thing to do is put him back. It's been a lot of fun. He deserves to go back where he came from. Sayonara.
Shane, I'm fairly sure the phrase, pretty as a picture, was coined on this afternoon.
Mate, I just love land-based fishing from the rocks to the beach, particularly in a setting as beautiful as this one.
Unbelievable. Jetty, what was your highlight from today?
I loved it when that salmon took off and smoked us.
That was pretty cool, getting smoked. We all got smoked, had a ball. Now let's head back out to the Great Southern Ocean to see what the afternoon session holds.
While Dad was out fishing, I found something else fun to do in Kangaroo Island. And I love wildlife, and I've been told this place rocks. Hello. I'm here at Kangaroo Island with Sam and little Gus here. Now Sam, how long have you owned this park for now?
So we purchased the park in July 2013, so just coming up 3 years now.
Do you know how many animals you have here?
We have around 700 animals. About 80% of these animals are rescued from injuries, being orphaned on the roadside. So little Gus there, unfortunately his mum was hit by a car. Alfie, big boy that I got here, I've had him for 2.5 years now. His mum passed away on a 40-degree day out in the wild.
Sad.
So, yeah, unfortunately it happens. So we rescue and rehabilitate a lot of animals.
And what's your favourite type of animal you have here?
Probably the penguins at the moment. We've got 4 little fairy penguins or Australian penguins, so they're probably one of my favourites. Other than Alfie here, of course, he's pretty friendly.
Yeah, they're cute little things.
Absolutely.
I love reptiles. I've even got a bearded dragon at home.
Oh, beautiful.
Now Sam, what's this snake around my neck?
So you have a female black-headed python. It's around 6 years old. You've also got a 2-year-old freshwater crocodile.
Nice.
This fella that I got here is a diamond python, and that crocodile's sister.
Yeah, these guys are really cute.
Yeah, they're pretty friendly.
Now, obviously these snakes aren't venomous, but I know somewhere here they have the world's most venomous land snake, the inland taipan. In one drop of venom, there's enough to kill 250,000 mice. Now that's pretty deadly.
Come with me, Jet. There's plenty more to see down this way.
I'm coming.
Well, a lot of people think there's only one way to use a soft plastic, that's to tie it on the end of some light lead to throw it out and jig it. That works fine in shallow water, but when you get out deep, plastics can be equally effective as part of a paternoster rig. Here I've got some 120 pound line to a fairly heavy sinker, probably 200 gram sinker, and I'm using a big Shimano shad as part of the paternoster, just tied off a swivel, fairly short leader, again heavy line. So it goes over the side, acts like a bait, but you don't have to worry about bait. Put it over the side, jig it 2 or 3 times, and as you see, the Nannygai love it. They just pounce on it. Deep water, soft plastic, paternoster.
It's quite amazing. We're actually catching more nannies on soft plastics and koika jigs than we were on bait. And people always say, oh, surely you can't catch more fish on lures. Well, I reckon sometimes you can. They're more effective. You get them down the zone quick, you get them up. And that is a big Sergeant Baker on a jig.
Well, I know we caught a few nannies today, but I reckon this is a really good one. Oh yeah, this is one of the biggest ones I've ever caught, I reckon. That's a seriously big Nannygai. Oh! Oh! Oh!
Now, oh! That went really well, Shane. First of all, is there any panel beaters in the Mansfield family? Because the boat needs some work. And secondly, anyone who can help me with my Father's Day, because I just copped a 12-ounce sinker. Mate, that is a real nanny, eh?
That'll be 4 kilos of fish.
What's blowing me away, we're catching more fish and bigger fish on plastics and jigs than we were on bait.
Yeah, you're right, and that surprises me. You know, I've never really done this before, so.
Yep. Well, you told me you do this all the time. That's why you said put a jig on, Paul. I always catch them on jigs.
Jigs, I'm talking about plastics. I haven't usually used plastics, but geez, that's not lasting more than 5 seconds now every time it hits the bottom.
Well, you've caught 10 on plastics now. You're the new legend.
Gotta be a legend at something.
Oh, look, those dolphins are back. That is what you did to my boat. He's got... Well, you probably can't tell at home, but we've made a move about 6 miles. Shane and I left fish that were going absolutely nuts. And as Shane said earlier, those fish are very long-lived. You only take what you need and then stop catching them and move somewhere else. So sometimes you do leave fish to find fish. Let's hope we find some more now. Oh, there's a bite. Oh, yeah. Oh, I done him. Go back down. There he is. Come on. I know you want it. Oh, and that's solid. Shane, it was a good move we made. Let's fish here too.
Seems a bit of a trend, Paul, doesn't it?
Yes. Isn't it amazing how it seems to have switched on as the days got longer? The fish have bit harder.
Yeah, it's strange. It seems to be opposite to what you'd expect.
Yeah.
We were out here early and it was a little bit slow to start, but as the days went on, it's got better and better.
Literally now...
I might have to move over and join you.
Yeah, no dramas. Like literally now, every drop we do, or have done for the last 3 or 4 hours, we've had a fish.
Exactly.
And this is fighting harder than the other nannies. So I don't know if we've got a nanny here or maybe something different.
Well, this is a really, really big lump on here.
Yep.
And I've fished this one several times before. There's all sorts of fish down there.
Bit of a mixed bag.
Yeah. Anything from leather jackets and wrasse all the way up to Samsons and Kings. So
Oh wow, so you just never know. Now I've got a fish coming up here. And I have no idea what it is. This water is so crystal clear.
Looks
Oh, I think it, oh no.
the nanny guys have followed us.
Shane, how's the size of it though?
That's a big one.
We just drove, what, 6 miles?
Yeah, to get away from these things.
To get away from Nannygai. Now that's pretty cool in itself. And first fish I catch is a Nannygai. Check this beast out. And I think Nannygai are quite fond of squid. Look at that. What a beautiful fish. I'm so impressed. This one's going back. See you, bud. Man, those fish go hard. He's gone. Well, that was a school of tuna that I spotted from the roof, and I can see them now just ahead. We've got dolphins coming on the bow, and you see birds crashing in the water, and bluefin tuna going, woo-hoo-hoo! Let's go catch some. Well, how cool was that? I was trying to position the boat close to that tuna school that was jumping. Shane was going to cast a stick bait, and I thought, Shane, why wouldn't I just throw one out the back while we're driving along? And that's what happened.
Exactly right.
Bang. I actually didn't even see the rod. You see the strike at all?
Oh, I didn't. I just turned around to see it loaded up fairly well on the real losing line, which I guess is what you need.
That's what we need. And how good's the weather today, Shane? Like, it is getting better by the second.
I don't think I've ever had a better day out here, mate.
Unbelievable, isn't it?
It really, really is good.
Is that because of the weather and the fish, or just because you're spending time with me?
Oh, definitely the weather and the fish. This would be a nice little school blues, probably 12 to 15 kilos, I reckon.
Yeah?
Standard size out here. Occasionally you get the really big ones, the barrels, but most of them are 12 to 20 kilos, so.
Interesting, this fish just proves you don't have to always fish conventionally. I mean, a stick bait is made to cast at fish traditionally, and if you're trolling for tuna, you'd use a Reptile X-Rep that gets down deep, or you'd use a skirted lure. But the old stick bait, straight out there, bounce along the top. The fish didn't know what it was designed for, and he just knew he wanted to eat it. Well, this fish is doing what tuna do, Shane. It's just going round and round in circles under the boat.
Yep.
I still haven't got a visual, and we've got beautiful calm seas and crystal clear water, so we should see it a long way down. Have you noticed the tuna fishery improve over the last decade?
We have. Not only has it improved, the season's actually got longer.
Yep.
It used to be sort of April to July thing, and now it's like from Christmas time all the way through till the end of autumn. So the fish numbers have improved, and they've stretched their season by at least a couple of months, which is great for everyone.
It's so good for the tuna that they've come back, hey, because they were once in a bit of a sad old state.
Oh yeah, mind you, we've still got to look after them, but we've got pretty strict guidelines and regulations here, which you need to stick to. But it's a great fish in a great area on a great day.
Absolutely, all the greats.
All the greats.
Tuna are just such strong fish. Like, this fish is just pulling and pulling, and I cannot do a thing to lift him. And they have to move their entire life because they've got to push oxygenated water into their mouth. They've developed a special gland, and it can get the oxygen out of the water, but they really need to ram it through. So a tuna literally moves its entire life, it never stops. And it takes a lot of food to keep up that much momentum. That's why they eat so much fish. Now, it's very interesting too, this fish has been hooked by that VMC single right in the corner of the jaw. I'm using single hooks on this lure. And 20 years ago, Shane, imagine if someone had put single hooks on a lure, what would they have said?
I said, don't fish on my boat.
Yeah, it's a beautiful hookup.
Well, next time round, I reckon I might be able to get him, mate.
This is us. Oh, you think?
What'd you say?
You think?
Us was the word you didn't like.
Oh, actually, a little shower then.
You did.
This could be our chance. Just lift him that little bit. Ah, Shane, I love your work. I'll give you a hand, mate.
Okay.
Okay, heavy lifting time, Shanos.
What a gorgeous animal.
Wowee, look at the flanks through there. This thing is going to eat so well. They're powerhouses, aren't they?
They're just like a rocket, mate. Just a rocket. Muscle-balled rocket.
What an incredible day. We've caught massive numbers in Nannygai, had to drive away, and then, just before we head back to the ramp, a beautiful school of tuna.
Not a bad way to finish off, eh, mate?
No, not a bad way, a magnificent way. Shane Mensforth, SA Angler, he's the man. Make sure you get a copy of his magazine. It rocks.